Welcome to the 2026 MUSL Founders Cup Bracket Reveal Show. I'm Craig Hearn of We Are Soccer. I'm here today with Ryan Okerstrom, the Director of Competition, and Josh Belvedere, El Presidente of the MUSL. Boys, welcome. All right, we did this last year. We're going to do it again. I'm really excited, to be honest. All right, so this is how the show works. I've taken all the teams in the divisions and used random.org to randomly assign them a seeding. Those seedings have then been put into brackets. You'll now get to see who your team plays against. Before that, though, firstly, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsors. As you'll see, they're scrolling on the bottom here. We've got soccerworld.net, Next Level Training, Michigan Jaguars FC, Dog and Pony Show Brewing. Oh, and by the way, check out the North American Soccer Expo coming up at the end of July and beginning of August. Today, we're going to be talking about the MUSL Open, over 30 Division 1 and 2 combined, over 30 Division 3 and 4 combined, the over 40 division, the over 48 division, the over 55 division, and my personal favorite, the over 60 division, because one of our good friends is now playing in that division. Yes, Tim, you're playing in the division. All right, boys, listen, we did this last year. We had a lot of fun. We had a couple of comments afterwards, people thinking I had assigned specific teams seedings. I've got the proof this year. I have videoed how I assigned the seedings with random.org, so that can be seen at the end of the show. If anybody questions me, just watch the videos. They can't be faked, even with AI. Trust me. That's how poor my camera skills are. All right, why don't we just jump in? All right, what we're going to do now is we're going to show everybody the Open division. Here are the brackets for Men's Open. Here's your MUSL Founders Cup 2026 Open seedings and brackets.
Some interesting combinations there, Greg. We have some new teams. Detroit City FC, Downriver, brand new team, facing off against Ypsilanti Athletic, who's proven to be pretty formidable in our league and had a massive outcome at their tryouts in order to form not only one team, but two this year.
I like it. Any of the matchups there you're looking forward to right in round one?
I'm pretty excited for Hamtramck versus Canton. I think Ryan's going to put on a show.
Ryan is not excited about that
one. All right. Well, there you go. That's the seedings, and that's your bracket for the Men's Open division. Very good. Looking forward to that one as well. All right. We're going to move on to the Men's Over 30 Division 1 and 2 combined. And here is that one.
Right off the bat, 8 versus 9, our top two teams in the division facing off in the first round. This is why we do a random draw. It's so crazy stuff can happen. Detroit United, the first team to beat Next Level in a regular season game in a long time, playing them in the first round with the Lizards waiting for the winner.
It's interesting. The bottom half of the bracket is mostly teams that have resided in the second division, so pretty wide open to have somebody new in the final this year.
Yep.
I like it. I absolutely love that. We're going to have a second division team getting all the way to the final because, Ryan, as you said, who knows what can happen? It's just a one game draw, and it's all it takes. All right, moving on. Here is your over 30 Division 3 and Division 4 combined seedings and brackets. There you go. Number 1 seed, Rochester United FC.
Yeah, interesting here too. You got a good mix of the 3s versus the 4s right off the bat. And I don't see like a really standout pathway for anyone. This should be a very competitive tournament.
All right. Looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys figure out the draw there and get through. I love it. I think this is fun. This is the way you want it to be. Hey, you haven't had enough time in the season yet to make yourself the case for the number 1 seed, so it was randomly assigned, and there you go. So a great draw there. Next on our list, this is by far the biggest group of the tournament, the over 40 group. My word, the amount of teams. We have so many teams that we had, is it 6, 6 teams get buys through the first round. But wow, what a matchup there. And by the way, number 16, the Detroit Bullets. Oh boy, right off the bat playing against our friends Atletico Michigan.
Here's the interesting facts. Detroit Bullets and Carpathia Kickers 40A, we all know are the top 2 teams. And they won't face each other till the finals if they go all the way through.
This is where I start to get suspicious about your methodology.
You can wait to the end, Josh, and see the video where I pushed record and random. I actually didn't, when I saw this in the bracket putting it together earlier, I didn't realize that those 2 teams wouldn't meet till the end. Yeah, this is a monster of a bracket, by the way. So many teams.
On a side note, too, UK Royals FC40 there at number 20, playing against Rochester United. Incidentally, UK Royals manager Keith Baldwin has purchased and will be opening a new pub in Southwest Detroit that's going to be soccer forward, called the Regal Eagle Detroit.
Shout out to Keith Baldwin, the Regal Eagle, downtown Detroit. It's going to be a hot spot to get to a lot of those World Cup games that are coming up. And maybe after some of the games here in the Founders Cup. Hey, get down there. All right. Moving on, friends. Here is your over 48 brackets. Lots of buys in the first round. I'm not sure how this ends up working out, but
odd number of teams, 21 teams. By the exponent of 2 works out this way. But, you see top-ranked teams like Detroit Bullets up there getting a bye on the top half. And on the bottom half, you have some of the stronger West Side teams. So it should be interesting to see how that unfolds at the top and bottom this year.
If I forced you to pick a winner here, Ryan, who are you picking?
This is tough. I'd like to selfishly pick my own squad, but I think the Bullets are pretty tough, as given by their goal differential last year of plus 112 or so.
Holy moly! All right, but this does look like a nice bracket as well. There's going to be a lot of fun games to watch. Kind of some of the ones right off the bat there. Like you said, you got the Bullets versus Farmington FC. The first round, you've got Carpathia versus Drita, who's always tough. This is some pretty good matchups here.
Don't count out Windsor Juventus. The Canadian boys are pretty solid, eh?
All right, now on to your over 55 bracket. Brian, I'm going to let you handle this one.
Newly player in the 55s. This is a competitive bracket from top to bottom. You've got the 2 Canton Celtic teams fighting for the first round there, 4 versus 5. Canton Celtic Supremos versus Canton Celtic Elite. Winner probably will play against the Bullets. And then on the bottom, you've got tough matchups with Drita and Ford. And then second round, perhaps Varzia's new team versus the winner of that. So small group, but very competitive.
Yep, absolutely. Josh, any words on the over 55 group?
No. Go Can.
There you go. Can has a lot of teams, man.
They do. So Brighton has a couple new teams in the 40s, and the struggle is real for me when I do scheduling because everyone wants to use the same fields.
Oh, that makes sense. I noticed it's Canton and Brighton. The amount of teams in all of the age groups is absolutely incredible. I can only imagine with the limited amount of fields how that is pretty tough to do the scheduling.
South Line is the fastest growing.
Ooh.
It makes sense to pick the right.
That's actually part of it, right? Exactly. All the subdivisions going up out there. Here is your MUSL Founders Cup 2026 over 60 bracket. Kind of a news note there. I took the 4 teams. As you can see, they are in alphabetical order. I put them into random.org, and it kicked it back to me in the same order. So I decided to leave it because, hey, I just pressed it once, and that's what we get. So we get the number 1 Bullets versus the number 4 Stallions FC, and then Express FC versus Pars FC, 2 versus 3 at the end. I mean, hey, that's what you get.
Always competitive, always full of yellow and red cards. For you can't go wrong watching over 60.
All right, pick a winner, boys. Who we getting through the over 60 division here?
This is tough. Fairly evenly matched, I think, this year.
I'll go Express.
I don't know. I don't know.
Interesting.
Let's see what happens.
I love that it's evenly matched, and that's the way it goes. Fellas, listen. This is going to be a hell of a year for soccer here in Michigan, but not only here in Michigan, but in the USA as we've got the World Cup. So make sure you're getting out to some bars, getting out and watching some games with friends. Do us a favor. Go ahead and like and share all of our stuff. We Are Soccer. Follow the MUSL on all their socials as well. I know that's always some fun stuff that they come up with. Ryan, I don't know who runs that, but they do a pretty good job. I'm looking forward to a great summer of soccer, not only watching on TV, but watching some of these games as well. Some of these games are actually really fun to watch. I'm not going to be participating in a lot of them, but I may get out with a couple of beers and watch and have a little bit of fun. Anything to the teams? Anything, Mr. Director of Competition, you'd like to say to these teams as they participate through the summer?
No, same as always, have fun. That's what it's about. We try to do the best we can to make it competitive, and the randomness of this has created, as Josh said earlier, a pathway for teams that wouldn't have normally made their way to the finals. And it's exciting to see new teams come through and participate in our biggest tournament, and as a second or third, depending on the day, largest adult soccer league in the nation. We do get a lot of people around the country talking about us. In fact, we're sending an over 50 all-star team to the USASA Tournament of Champions next week. So,
dang! All right. Good luck to them as they head off into that competition. We'll leave the final and closing words to Mr. El Presidente. Josh, anything for the group?
Yeah, get your field insurance requests in after games. Put in your stats, and then also the MUSL, like every year, is dominating the state cup. So on June 28th, the finals are going to take place. I know Bullets and Carpathia are in on over 40. Any other brackets settled to this point for the finals?
I think over 50 is Drita versus Bullets, perhaps.
Okay. Well, good luck to those teams, and keep it clean out there.
Thanks, boys. We'll see you next year.